Well, a pet can make a loving, comforting companion, but recent news shows that more can be done to help our dogs and cats be safe.
That's right. So Dr. Steven Haymore from Alpine Animal Hospital is here with a safety warning for all animal lovers. Dr. Haymore, thanks so much for coming in. You know, we protect our children from so many things, but sometimes we don't think about those same problems when it comes to dogs. Firearms are an issue when it comes to our pets?
Yes, and I would say hunting traps too. But yeah, firearms have been issues with pets, and it seems like we've had a lot of them around here over the past years and even more recently.
And not just firearms, I mean bows and arrows.
Yes.
That has happened as well. So tell me a little bit about our special guest, Zippy.
Okay, Zippy. Zippy came in last week. He was the one that was in the news. He had made the newspaper. Unfortunately, he did come in. He had been shot in his front left leg there, just below the wrist, and there wasn't anything we could do to save that leg at that point, other than a prosthetic, and that wasn't an option at the time. So we stabilized him. He was in a lot of shock. We stabilized him, put a pressure wrap on him, and we amputated his limb the next day.
Now,
and he's been doing great.
For people who have to go through this type of medical procedure, I mean, can't even imagine. What's the coping mechanism for animals when they go through such a traumatic injury?
That's a great question. You know, dogs don't sit around and feel sorry for themselves like people do. They just deal with what they have. With him, watching him get in and out of the vehicles just now, I mean, it was amazing. He jumps in like nothing's wrong. So, you know, what they feel, there's some question there, but as far as you know, getting around and dealing with what they have, that's all they know.
Well, when you brought Zippy in, he's just like almost the friendliest dog in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it seems like he's able to get around and stuff. Now, what can we do as pet owners to help keep our environment safe when we have dogs and cats?
Are these accidental shootings? Like what is happening here that...
There are accidental shootings. People have mistaken dogs for coyotes and things like that. And that's one thing, if you do have your dog and you're out hunting with it, it is a good idea to put a fluorescent orange or something really bright on your dog, a vest or at least a collar, so it's easy to tell. And then I don't know if all of them are accidents. This one was intentional, or at least to scare them, at least something in that. You know, I think what we have to remember is people around here, there are people, unfortunately, that will shoot animals. And so what we can do to keep them from that is keeping them, if we need to, keeping them on a leash in your yard when they're out and about.
And sometimes that's kind of hard because we live in a very agriculture society with open fields, and like, you know, dogs like Zippy are sometimes farm animals.
Right.
You know, they're meant to do a job of either shepherding or being around and herding and stuff. And so, you know, we just have to be careful. You know, just like hunters should wear the bright fluorescent vests when we go hunting, because there's a lot of cougar hunting around here too.
Right.
Put those vests, and they make them, I know, because I looked online for them. You know, put them on our pets as well. And even just around the house, if you have firearms around the house, don't keep it loaded because a dog could bump it or be running through the house, and it's just kind of common sense stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And keeping them on a leash when you're out and about, so they're not getting in fights with other dogs.
Yeah. You probably see a few of those too. Yeah. Puncture marks.
Yeah, and people retaliating to separate them and things like that. So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And Zippy, good
He
boy,
is up for
good
adoption
buddy.
as well.
Oh, he is?
He is up for adoption.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to contact us, please call Alpine Animal Hospital.
Fantastic. All right, Zippy. Well, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Good. We have a new friend. Well, coming up after the break, before the Oscars, there was President Obama's Student Film Festival at the White House. How he hopes to improve education through film.